Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Wednesday. Time for another divination meditation in which we compare and contrast a tarot card, an ogham, and a rune and just see what they have to say. This week's tarot card is the Knight of Cups. It represents a declaration that it's time to figure out if you're on the right path, to really examine your goals and beliefs and say, okay, what is the end of this particular road? It's also about accepting the wisdom around you as represented by the hanging of the owl. And the owl is looking on at the cat who has its head stuck in a flower pot, indicating that the cat is perhaps not in complete alignment with the wisest course of action, and the owl is looking on a bit judgmentally. It's also good to keep in mind that this card also represents that at this particular moment that emotions are severely heightened. So we have all of this going on with our tarot card. Now our ogham, you might remember from last week, it is Tinne again, representing the holly tree, and it is about balance, retribution, and protection. And our rune for this week is Thurisaz, representing giants. It's about strength, conflict, and defense. So not quite as black-pilled as what we had last week. But I'd like to return to this idea of what our tarot card was telling us about really making sure of our own ground. And this is very important to do whenever things are in flux, there's a lot of chaos around us, or when we feel like how the world has been presented to us may not match how it actually is, or or an idea that we had in our head that maybe it is not really aligned with reality the way that we thought it was. And so we're needing to regroup a little bit, make sure, go back, check your facts, dot the I's, cross the T's, and be sure. And also be open to the thoughts of other people who might have something useful to contribute that will broaden your perspective and give you a more accurate outlook. Because as much as some of us might try, no one is 100% objective in their outlook. No one is 100% rational. And I like the fact that this card does have that reminder about the power of emotions, and emotions have a way of really tinging the situation and skewing it even, of making things appear differently than they actually are. And because this card is specifically the Knight of Cups, remember that knights are always messengers. They are declaring something to you. They are here to deliver something to you. So I think it is not so much a wake-up call as it is of be sure about what you're doing and why you're doing it, and whether or not how you're doing it is actually effective. Now, with the idea of our ogham, about this balance and retribution and protection, that is still very much be on your guard, be on high alert, be prepared for eventualities, take sensible precautions. And that's echoed very much so in our rune that is dealing with strength and conflict and defense, about being ready to do what you need to do to look after yourself and your interests and the people you care about, and yes, even property that you own. It's a big responsibility. And I think more and more we are seeing the consequences of society of people having delayed entry into adulthood, or being allowed to linger in their childhood and their adolescence and really outmoded ways of thinking, when they should have pressed on to the maturity of adults, when they should have been thinking about more about what is the business of my life, what is it I am meant to do, what is my purpose, and am I actually fulfilling that? I think we are seeing the consequences of that. And readings of this kind, I keep getting the feeling that it's saying, snap out of it, straighten up, deal with things, start looking at matters through the eyes of an adult, and don't rely on, the starry-eyed idealism and romanticism of childhood, because we are in serious situations. A lot of things are going on in the world. There is a lot of literal conflict happening, and goodness knows how long it'll be before, everyone is absolutely 100% involved in one way or another. So essentially, I think the message is be careful, know what you're doing, be sure you know why you're doing it, and take the appropriate steps to do whatever it is that you are needing to do. It's stern, but again, not nearly as gloomy as what we were getting last week. So, that's something, and I, for one, am grateful for the lessening of the storm cloud around us. So if you would like to discuss this particular reading, or anything else having to do with divination or paganism or witchcraft, please come see us at Blackbird's Brew on Discord. There is a link to join in the description box below, or leave a comment here and share your thoughts on the channel. And of course, as always, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.